Welcome everyone. In this session of automata theory and computability, we will look into the concept of writing a grammar in normal forms. Now, what is a normal form? Normal form is a standard way of representing a grammar. Okay. So far, we have written grammar with no restriction or no rules imposed on the right side of the grammar, isn't it? So I could have written anything. I mean, the grammar can have anything on the right side. Left side, of course, a single non-terminal, but right side we can have anything. And in the previous lecture video, we have seen how having epsilon production, something like this, is a problem, and it induces ambiguity in the grammar, right? And we have seen a procedure how to eliminate this epsilon method, right? Similarly, so here we will take a few more steps further to see what can be done to restrict the right side of the grammar such that it is in some standard form. And we have two such normal forms, very useful normal forms. One is Gray-Bay normal form, which is also known as GNF, and this normal form requires the rules to be in this form, that is X non-terminal giving A is nothing but terminal, a single terminal, followed by 0 or more occurrences of non-terminal. So V minus sigma star means 0 or more occurrences of non-terminal. So any rule of this form. Okay, so I'll write some example. So this is totally valid, right? This is also valid according to Gray-Bay normal form. This is also totally valid. So if you have the rules in this way, then it belongs to Gray-Bay normal form. Okay, so let me give one invalid. This is not accepted. Right? This is the cross mark what I put, not X. Okay, X gives. This is also not accepted, okay, invalid. This is totally valid. So this is about Gray-Bay normal form. And coming to the second one, which is very important, we have Chomsky normal form or CNF. And we have to learn in our syllabus, we have the conversion of any CGF, that context free grammar, to its equivalent Chomsky's normal form. Okay, so that will be looking in the upcoming video. But let us see what exactly Chomsky normal form says, or what are the conditions for a grammar to be in Chomsky normal form. One is the rule should be either in these two forms. Okay, so either it should give single terminal. It should give a single terminal, that is X gives A, where A belongs to sigma. That means it's a terminal, right? So a rule like X gives A or X gives B or Y gives C is totally valid as per Chomsky normal form. Or if it is not in this way, then, so there's a or here, then the normal form should be written as X gives BC. BC in the sense these are the two non-terminals. So I can have on the right side, I can have only two non-terminals. Okay, BC. An example would be S giving AB. So these are valid. Okay. Now what are the application, or why it is useful to write grammar in Chomsky's normal form? One is the parser can easily exploit the efficient data structure for storing and manipulating binary trees, right? And of course the parse tree will be in the form of a binary tree. So that's what it meant. And it is very easy to understand or to conclude whether the given language or given string belongs to the language or not. Okay, so a decision procedure to determine a W can be generated by the Chomsky normal form is easier. Okay, So these are some of the applications of using normal forms. Okay, especially we will be focusing on Chomsky's normal form. Now let us see what are the various steps that need to be considered to convert any context-free grammar to Chomsky's normal form. Okay, so yeah, so the Chomsky's normal form requires the grammar rule of the grammar to be in this way, right? So either it should give a single terminal or it should give two non-terminals. So this is the only accepted rule format, isn't it, for the Chomsky's normal form. Now, of course, we can have any, since a context-free grammar can have anything on the right hand side, somehow we have to make sure that it ends up in this way, right? So in either one of these two. So what if I have rule something like this, excuse epsilon? So obviously this is not accepted in Chomsky's normal form, right? So this should be eliminated. So that is the first step what we do. Okay, so what we do is, first is we eliminate epsilon production. So that is the first step in Chomsky's norm or conversion to Chomsky's normal form. Epsilon will be removed. Okay, so this is the first step. Okay, now what if I have rule something like excuse y? Okay, so this is a rule where a single terminal, non-terminal, is giving a single non-terminal. Okay, x gives y. This is a non-terminal. Obviously, this is also non-terminal. So this is also not accepted as per the format, right? So the second step is to eliminate such unit production. We call this as unit production, where a single non-terminal is giving another non-terminal. So this is what we do. Second step, and it should be followed one by, I mean, the output of this, the result what we get after eliminating epsilon production should be given as input to an algorithm that removes unit production. Okay, the second step. Okay, then what if I have rules something like A, AB? Okay, so here I have a non-terminal giving one terminal. Okay, one terminal followed by another non-terminal. Okay, so is this having isn't this having some mixture of terminal and non-terminal? Yes. So even this is not accepted. Okay, so what we do, the third step what we follow is to eliminate mixed production. This is the third step. This can be even in the form of excuse BA also, right? So this is not, this is such kind of mixture is totally not accepted, okay, as per the standard form of Chomsky's normal form. Okay, finally excuse ABCD. See, here there is no mixture, but I have, this is a non-terminal here. So what I have on the right hand side is only non-terminal, but it is of length greater than 2, right? But the required format says it should be only 2. I should have only 2 non-terminals on the right. Okay, so even this is not accepted. So what I can do, I can eliminate this. I have to eliminate this. I eliminate long production. We call this as long production. So these are the 4 steps or 4 algorithms that need to be executed or solved, implemented to get the final result of my context-free grammar in Chomsky's normal form. So what do we do first? We eliminate the epsilon production, which we have already seen in the previous lecture video, right? Then we eliminate the unit production, which we will be looking very soon, followed by elimination of mixed production, and finally we eliminate the long production. Okay. So let us see, since we have already seen how to eliminate epsilon production, let us consider an example for how to remove unit production from my grammar. Okay. Now let's see the various steps that need to be done to remove unit production from my grammar. since this is not accepted in Chomsky's normal form, I have to remove it. Right? So how to remove it? So we'll consider one scenario before solving this particular problem. I'll consider a small scenario. So if I have a rule something like this, x gives y, okay, and y gives maybe a, okay. So this is a unit production that need to be eliminated. This is not valid. So what I need to do is I need to remove this. So if I remove this, then I have to add something, right? So what do I need to do is I will remove x gives y, okay, then I will add a new rule. So what should I add? See, this y, I should replace this y with what y is giving. So what y gives a, right? So I will add a rule, x gives a, okay. So I simply replace this y with what y is giving. Y is giving a single terminally, right? So that is what I have to consider. So I will write x gives a. Okay, so using this logic, we will solve this particular problem. So with respect to x, it gives xy, which is not in unit production. So we'll move on to the next one. X gives a. Okay. So with respect to x, I will write x gives a is in a unit production. So I will remove this and I will add a new rule. So what should be the new rule that need to be added? I should replace this a with what a is giving. What a gives this rule, right? So I will write x gives b or a. Okay. So, okay. Now, whatever the new rule that is added is also a unit production, if you observe, right? So what I will do? I will again replace that or remove that. I will remove x gives b. So this rule I will remove. And what I should add? I should add what b is giving, right? What b gives? B gives a single terminal b. So I should replace this b with the small letter b. So what do I get? I get x gives b or, okay. Yes. Now we have a rule with respect to x that is not in terms of unit production. So I'm done with x. I'll move on to a now. A gives b or a. Of course, there is a unit production. What I will do? I will remove it. Remove which rule? I will remove the rule a gives b. And I will add what I should replace it with what b is giving, right? So I will add a new rule that is a gives b. Okay. Then, yeah, this is not in unit production. Okay, we'll come to y. Y gives t. Of course, I need to remove it and replace t with what t is giving. Okay, so to what does t give? T gives y or c. Okay, so this is what I get. Okay, now by adding this rule, this is a useless rule because a non-terminal giving itself is of no use, right? So I need not have to write this particular rule. I can directly eliminate it. Okay, so this can be further simplified by writing y gives c. Okay. This because this is a meaningless rule, right? Okay. Finally, t with respect to t. Remove t gives y. Okay, so if I remove t gives y and replace with the, here I forgot to add this. Okay, now I have to replace it with what y is giving. Now what does y give? Y gives c, right? That's what we have added previously. Now if I write t gives c, then it is meaningless because, or it is of no use because I already have what t gives. See, t is already giving a c, right? So there is no point of adding this again, t gives c, because I already have such a rule. So the simple point is to remove this. T gives y need to be removed, right? And no need to add t gives c because I already have a rule where T is giving a C. Yeah. So now we have removed all the unit production from my grammar, isn't it? Now let us rewrite this grammar with the final solution of eliminating unit production. Okay. I have to make some space here. Now let us write the final solution after removing unit production. So we will write the final solution as per the steps we followed previously, right? Okay. So S gives xy. Okay. Then x, what did we add? Finally, we finally have this rule with respect to x, right? So that need to be written. It gives B or A. Then A gives B or A. Then B rule, this will remain as it is. And finally, we have y gives C and T is giving C. So this is the final solution after removing all the unit production from my grammar. Okay. So as you can see, there is no single unit production that is present in the grammar, right? So this is about removal of unit production. Now let's see how to remove the mixed production from the grammar. Okay. So mixed production in the sense, I have on the right side of the rule, I have mixture of terminal and non-terminal, which is not accepted as per Chomsky's normal form, right? So this is a very simple elimination method. So here, so let us see each of these rule. The first one can be written as it is. So A gives A because there is no mixed production. Second one, if you observe, there is a mixed production of a terminal and followed by a non-terminal. So what I will do is, I will replace the first terminal A. So I'll replace this with the non-terminal. So I'll name this non-terminal as TA. Okay. So this is a single non-terminal name. Okay, TA. Now don't mistake it as a terminal non-terminal T followed by a terminal A. So it is not that. It is name of the non-terminal which is TA. Okay, TA first of A. Okay, so and followed by P. Both are non-terminal in this case. Okay. Then third rule, that is BAC. So B will be written as it is. Terminal will be replaced with TA followed by C. And finally the last one, B gives, okay, so this B here is a terminal, I'll replace it with a non-terminal TB, okay, followed by C. Now, yeah, now there is no mixed production, but I need to write the definition for TA and TB, right? So what did I replace here? I replaced A with the TA, right? So I have to write here a non-terminal TA is giving terminal A. Okay. Similarly, a non-terminal TB is giving terminal B. Okay. Now in this solution, I don't have any mixed production, right? So this is totally here I have terminal, here I have only non-terminals, non-terminal here, non-terminal, and here I have terminals and terminals, right? So this is how I remove mixed production from my grammar. Okay, just to eliminate the ambiguity, I will remove this. Okay, this is not an arrow mark of the grammar. Okay, so I hope you understood. Okay, now finally we will see how to remove long length production or long production from the grammar. Finally, we will see how to remove the long right side in my context free grammar. Okay, so here I have A gives B, C, D, E, F. Okay, so this is not a mixed production because there is no mixture of terminal and non-terminal on the right side. So everything here is a non-terminal, but as per the Chomsky's normal form, I can have only two non-terminals on the right hand side. So I have multiple here. So some by some method I need to eliminate this or address this issue, right? So we will see how this can be done. Okay, so what I will do is I will replace initially this rule with A gives B. Okay, so this entire thing, entire non-terminal, I will replace it with M2. Okay, let me name it as M2. Now, what does M2 means? M2 is nothing but CDEF, right? Okay, so M2, I'll keep the C as it is and replace DEF with M3. Okay, so I'll write this as M3. Okay, now what do I have in M3? M3 is nothing but DEF. So I will again, DEF is again a long length, so I will keep D as it is and write M4. Okay, okay, M4 is nothing but E and F. Okay, so this is how we eliminate the long right hand side. Okay, obviously the number of rules will increase, but it will be in Chomsky's normal form, right? So what did we do? So we replaced this entire thing CDEF with M1, right? Or M2 rather. Then replaced this DEF with M3 and finally EF with M4. So EF is M4. So this is the result what I get, and it is in Chomsky's normal form. Okay, so these are the various algorithms or steps that need to be done to convert a Chomsky given context-free grammar in Chomsky's normal form. Of course, we did not take a single example for all these four, right? We took a different example, and in the next video we will solve one problem of context-free grammar, and we will apply all these rules starting from epsilon removal of epsilon production, followed by unit production, followed by mixed production, and long right hand side, removal of long right hand side. So we will apply all these four rules on a single problem, and we will convert that into Chomsky's normal form. We'll see that video in the next one. Okay, I'll see you in the next one then. Thank you.